Good day everyone, I'm Hannah Marie B. Tubanza and I'm the reporter number 24. Today, let's talk about the interference and bits described qualitatively and quantitatively the superposition of waves. What is the superposition of waves? The superposition of waves leads to phenomena such as interference and bits. The principle of superposition states that when two or more waves overlap, the resulting disturbance is the algebraic sum of the individual disturbances. In other words, the overlapping of waves causes effect like interference and bits. The superposition principle explains that when multiple waves come together, the combined effect is simply the sum of each wave's individual impact. This concept applies to many waves types including sound and light waves. Enable multiply waves to exist in the same space without influencing one another. So now, let's talk about the interference and bits. Interference occurs when waves meet, resulting in either constructive or destructive interference. Bits are a specific type of interference that occurs when two waves slightly different frequencies combine. The resulting sound alternates between soft and loud, creating pulsation known as beats. In my own understanding, interference when waves cross paths, they interact in ways that either amplify constructive or reduce destructive. The overall wave effect depending on how they line up. And for the beats happen when two waves nearly the same frequency overlap, causing the sound to vary between loud and soft in a regular pattern. This may producing a pulsing sound called beats. Qualitatively and quantitatively, so qualitatively allows multiple waves to coexist in the same space without altering each other's characteristics. This leads to interference pattern which can be constructive or destructive. So, waves can occupy the same space without changing each other's properties. This overlapping creates interference patterns where waves can either amplify constructive interference or reduce each other destructive interference. While the quantitatively, the resultant wave's amplitude in constructive interference is the sum of the individual amplitudes, while in destructive interference, it is the difference between them. In constructive interference, the resultant wave's amplitude is the sum of the individual amplitudes, creating a larger wave. In destructive interference, it is the difference between them, reducing or canceling the wave. So now let's talk about the types of superposition waves. So we have two types of superposition waves, which is the constructive and destructive. So first is the constructive. Constructive in waves occurs when two or more waves meet and combine to produce a wave with a larger amplitude than any of the individual waves. So this happens when the waves are in phase, meaning their crests and throats align perfectly. As a result, the amplitude of the waves add together, reinforcing each other and creating a stronger wave. And the next one is the destructive. Destructive in waves occurs when two waves meet and their amplitude cancel each other out, resulting in a wave with reduced or zero amplitude. So this happens when the waves are out of phase, meaning that the crest of one wave aligns with the throat of another. In such cases, the waves effectively negate each other's effect, leading to a decrease in the overall intensity of the resultant wave. Example: consider two waves traveling simultaneously along the same stretched string in opposite directions. So, example as shown in the figure, we can see image of waveforms in the string at each instant of time. It is observed that the net displacement of any element of the string at a given time is the algebraic sum of the displacement due to each wave. So here we have another example. The image shows two overlapping waves with slightly different frequencies represented by the red and blue lines. So when the peak or throats of the wave line, they strengthen each other. While a peak meeting a throat causes cancellation, this interaction creates a pulsing effect known as a beats. So where the combined wave alternates between stronger and weaker intensities.